So my testimony is that I was raised to know about God and heard about God through many different denominations. Our family was a singing group and we sang gospel songs. And I was saved around 5 at the church we used to attend. I don't even know what denomination it was. I think it was like non-denominational. Anyway, which that was before it was a denomination, which it is now. But I was 5 then when I accepted the Lord and was able to partake in communion at that church, and then we left at that same year, and we never really attended another church. My parents' backgrounds were both very organized religions, Lutheran and Catholic, but they both rejected them in their youth and kind of went away from them and never really returned and found Jesus individually in their 20s and 30s. And that was how they raised us, was to only love Jesus and read the Word, the Bible. We had the NIV and the KJV, and that was it. And then we were all musical, so we started singing gospel music, and we sang at every different denomination you can think of, and we felt as if we were missionaries throughout that time. Anyway, so I learned to know the Lord at 5, and I prayed the sinner's prayer, and then immediately wanted to witness to my little brother, who's 18 months younger than me. But they told me, no, you're too young to do that. So I kind of stopped sharing my faith. And then when I was 12, I remember doing little sins here and there and really feeling convicted by the Holy Spirit not to do that, and feeling really guilty and not knowing what to do and how to confess my sins to the Lord. And at 17, I heard an article, a sermon by a non-denominational, like, I guess, kingdom, or just not part of any denomination preacher. And then he just basically read Matthew, Romans, and the Gospels. And I really learned again how the whole meaning of the gospel. And he just explained how I no longer needed to do anything but obey and believe that Jesus Christ is Lord and that he came in the flesh. And I had not done that before, like I was saying, when I was 12 and all that. And sinning, I felt very guilty. Well, I didn't know how exactly I was okay before the Lord, because I didn't understand about the blood covering me, and how it was no longer I that lived in me, but Christ that lived in me, and how I no longer needed to try, but he had already reconciled me and made atonement for my sins. But now, because of that, and I was blood bought and paid by this high price, that I needed to give back my life to him, and my life was no longer mine. And so that was when I learned to really submit to my parents. Before that, I was a very rebellious kid, wanted to run away several times and tried to, but that's a whole nother story. I'll have to tell you that, how the Lord physically stopped me. But so anyway, yeah, at 17, so I heard that preaching, and it really taught me how to be a humble servant or a humble daughter, and to just do my part of the housework or whatever my parents asked of me with a happy attitude, and no longer grumbling and no longer back talking. And no, I'm not a perfect saint, and you never are. And yes, we make mistakes, but I also was really convicted to just pray for my parents or whoever was upsetting me. Me and my brothers always got into it. So instead of arguing automatically on the fly, I started really asking God for everything, day to day. Actually, that week after that, I remember always trying to come downstairs from the bedroom and be like, well, I'm gonna have a good day to myself, and it not working out. About 30 minutes into it, I would be upset at somebody, and I would be doing my work or schoolwork or whatever, and it would be his whole so sweet, quiet voice coming to me, the Holy Spirit, just asking me, so how's that good day going? And it would just melt me, and I was like, oh, got the message. So I need to get up out of bed with you as my friend and my guide and my leader throughout the day to teach me how to, word by word, do God's will instead of my own. And anyway, I've got to go and take care of my kids. But that's my testimony, and trying to make it under 10 minutes. But I've been, since then, living for the Lord as much as I can. And yes, like I said, we go through seasons of forgetting to wake up with the Lord and forgetting to ask His help and aid on everything, and really asking, is this what is best for Him, us, our family? And yes, He gives us choices, but He also wants to be involved because He's like our very close dad that really, really cares and loves us and wants to know everything going on with us. And He's Abba, He's Daddy. So God bless you and have a good 2022. I'm excited. It's going to be a good year to glorify God. So keep your eyes on Him. Love Him with all your heart, soul, mind, and body and strength. And you can't go wrong with that. God bless.